Greetings, gamers. My name is Pemby, and today... Sorry about that. I thought I'd explore Bucks Row and how it's allegedly looked in the autumn of 1888. Now, why I'm fascinated by this story of Jack the Ripper, even more so this year, was a documentary I saw featuring a Swedish journalist called Christer Holmgren. Now, since then, I found out a lot more about this guy who reportedly found the body down here of poor, unfortunate Polly Nichols. As you can see, brilliant model this. She was found here in front of this gate, you know. But actually, it's my strong opinion that she actually wasn't found. She was found here by the killer, who then killed her, you know, slit her throat and then disemboweled her. But I do strongly believe it's the man who claims to have found her. You see, I think from the top end there, they were both walking to work, one behind the other. One was called Charles Cross, as he gave that name at the time to the police, and the other one was called Robert Paul. Now, Charles Cross beckons Mr. Paul over, come and have a look at this woman, you know, basically. I think he's the one that killed her. And the reason being is, this is around about 3:40, 3:45 a.m. And there's a police officer came down this road and saw nothing untoward at 3:15 in the morning. So it's like 25 minutes, you know. So in that time, are you telling me Jack the Ripper's come down this road from whatever direction, you know, done his dirty deed with Polly Nichols, slit her throat, did all what he did, and then run away? He must have been barefoot or something like that, because he wasn't seen or heard, you know. Let's have a further look down here. See, this is what further emphasises my belief that Mr. Cross, who, you know, he said he found the body, which I really don't believe it for 1 second, you know. I don't know how accurate it is, but look how well built up as it is, you know. There's no visible quick routes to escape to, you know, because there's police officers patrolling and there's two guys on the way to work. So you're telling me in between that, Jack the Ripper has like slipped in there, disappeared without a trace, without being seen or heard, after he's killed poor old Polly Nichols, and then Mr. Cross has come along and said, what the hell's this? I just don't buy that for 1 minute. Plus the fact that Mr. Cross gave his name to the police, and a consensus done, you know, on this documentary I watched showed that Charles Allen Lechmere was the head of the household at 22 Doveton Street, which is the address that Charles Cross gave. So it's pretty obvious to me he's maybe just like tried to, he probably thought, oh shit, I'm in the shit here, how am I going to get out of this one? Give him my stepfather's name, which was his stepfather Thomas Cross, and maybe, you know, it'll all blow over. And it actually did. He was just free to carry on doing what he was doing. You know what I mean? So he gave a false name to the police. It's now proven that his name was Lechmere. And one thing that really pisses me off, to be honest, sorry to swear, is the Ripper tours are very interesting. I'd love to go on one myself, but I'd probably cause trouble if I did. And why I say that is that they always tell the story of Charles Cross on his way to work, you know. I'm thinking, why are you doing that? You know, one theory I have is a lot of these businesses that are purely businesses because of Jack the Ripper, if the mystery's solved and this man did actually do it, they're not interested in that, because, you know, I think the business interest will be basically spoilt. And you imagine it. I think you could still, you know, a major film company, if they looked into this Charles Lechmere, I think a major film company could do a really, really good biopic of his life and, of course, of what he did. But don't scrimp on the details, you know. Go into detail as to what he did. An Exorcist type of movie, you know, where what I mean by that is a movie that does not hold back, you know, doesn't sugarcoat anything, you know. Anyway, I strongly believe that Mr. Lechmere was the one who did poor old Polly Nichols in, and he did all the other murders. And to solve the theory of Jack the Ripper just stopping killing, to actually answer that, I would say that this Mr. Lechmere, after he'd done over poor Mary Kelly, I mean, that was where his sickest fantasies could be totally realised. And he killed her the way he did because he had no, there's no stress. There was no nobody there to stop him. He could just do it at his own pace, take his time, chill out, have a break, maybe make a cup of tea and get back to it, you know what I mean? I mean, it sounds awful that, but what he did to that woman was just inhuman. Absolutely ridiculously bad. But I think he stopped doing those type of murders because that was the pinnacle. That was the absolute limit. So he must have thought to himself, well, I had a factory war top net. You know what I mean? He must have thought to himself, I need to discover pastures new here and do something different. Yes, I need something else to satisfy my curiosity and my bloodlust. And I think he was also responsible for the Thames Torso, Headless Torso murders. I think it was him. And I'm getting a lot of my information, a lot of interesting documentaries about this man from this original video, which I will link in the description, the Jack the Ripper, the New Evidence, and Jack the Ripper channel called The House of Lechmere, run by Edward Stowe. And that guy is the only one really I've got time for, because he's getting to the nitty-gritty of who he actually was, where all the others keep giving you these fantasy subjects, who can't be placed at any of the bloody murder scenes. Charles Lechmere was, his routes to work coincided with all, well, maybe not all the Ripper victims, but there are connections even with the likes of Elizabeth Stride, because she was murdered near where his mother either lived or used to live. You might have been visiting her at the time, you never know. But anyway, he knew the area like the back of his hand. He was just an ordinary working class bloke who also had a liking for using a knife on people's throats and cutting out intestines and all kinds of shit. Real bad man. Anyway, it's my firm belief that Mr. Lechmere was Jack the Ripper. So I just thought I'd do this video and this nice little 3D rendition of Bucks Row, which I'm walking down now in the footsteps of an invisible observer. Imagine if you go at fucking time, set up some concealed security cameras on these buildings and look down at this area and watch him actually doing it. Of course we can't do that, but you'd be able to see who it was, how he did it, or because you don't want to basically break the timeline. You don't want him to see you, but at least you'd get to find out who he was. Anyway, I'm Pemby, this is Bucks Row, and I believe they've solved the mystery of who Jack the Ripper was, but perhaps we'll never ever know for sure, because it's only circumstantial evidence. But it's bloody good evidence, and the timing of the police officer seeing the body and Mr. Lechmere saying he found her, it just pretty much stinks to me, because she was still warm, parts of her body were still warm, and she was actually strangled before death. So I mean, yeah, she was strangled and then he slit her throat. So he knew what he was doing. Obviously he slit someone's throat, blood everywhere. I don't even want to talk about it anymore, slitting throats and shit. Especially with this recent events, which is very, very sad. Anyway, thank you for watching, and don't have nightmares. Alright, I'm Pemby and I'm out of here. Quick before he comes back. Quick, go. See you later.